I'm Jen and welcome to the Firespiral Friday Roundup. So as you'll have seen, our Chryso collection is now fully launched and in the shop, and we've also had some ponchos made recently using all the Chryso collection cloth. Our ponchos are hand sewn by Juliet of Oak Wren Studios in Wales, and it's her bespoke design. It works really well with the cloth because she's an expert in sewing wrap cloth, is Juliet. They have a cowl neck, they're fully reversible, they are one size, so unless you're sort of 6 foot or above, they're going to pretty much fit everybody. It's more about how high they sit up your hip. I got a lot of use out of mine over the winter when it was cold, but actually I've got it back out now because we're sitting out at night and it sometimes gets a bit chilly, or I take it camping and, you know, it's a nice thing to snuggle up in. So they are a lovely practical thing, and they're available in all the new cloths, and also the Greystoke Blood Moon Winter Hill, which looks absolutely stunning. I think that if I could justify having a second one, that's the one I would go for. So those. The other thing that's been keeping me busy, apart from posting out blankets, is we've been trying to sort out all the information that we have on the website and make it more easily accessible, and, you know, make sure that our resources are where you need them and in a good format to read. Between Tamsin and I, we've had 6 children and we've got years and years of experience and learning through, you know, trial and error. Tamsin's been a trained consultant for years and years, and so we've got all this information and we need to make sure that you can access it really easily. So one of the things that we've just made, which I'll link somewhere, is a video introducing the ways that you can get your baby onto your back. I remember with my second child, this was my big thing. My first baby, I carried him on my front mostly because he was breastfeeding, he was snuggly. I didn't really need, if he needed to sleep or, you know, he was there, I could stop because he was the only one. And then he just turned 2 and my second was born, and all of a sudden, you can't just stop, can you? You can't just fit around that baby, and I was desperate. Oh, my second baby needs to go on my back, then I can be free and do all the things that I need to do. But it was quite scary, the idea of getting him up there and the kind of uncertainty, and it took me a long time to find a way that worked. And I know that there's 3 main methods, and we'll show you all of them, and there'll be one that just works right for you, but the one that I love above all of them is a Santa toss. And I did that from them being sort of small enough to hold the bodies well, but I was still lying them onto the cloth to do it, right until I think Nina was 3 or so, and, you know, she was sitting on my knee. And the beauty of the Santa toss, there's several good things, and obviously we go through this in the video, but one of the beauties of it is that you do a lot of the faffing about, all the tightening and organising and getting the seat right so it's stretched right. You do all that with the child in front of you while you're making eye contact, and you're doing that. And then once you get them onto your back, a lot of the stuff that you would be doing blind behind you is done. And so you've got them there, you've made the seat, you're only doing minor adjustments. The other huge benefit I don't think people really think about that much, or at least I didn't until a few even weeks ago when I started to make the video and look at the different methods, is that because a lot of the work is done beforehand, as you get your baby onto your back, you stay upright. You stay upright pretty much the whole time. Whereas a lot of the others, you put your baby and then you lean them against your back and you have to lean forward while you're doing this manoeuvre. And actually, then when you stand up, that shifts their body weight, and that's where you get the sagging and the popping and the seats and all this business. Whereas actually with the Santa toss, you get them there and you're stood upright and it's done. And so, yeah, I think that's a really brilliant method, a really versatile method that takes you from small baby, as small as you're happy to get them on your back, right through to older. The biggest issue I had with Nina was sort of getting the momentum to get her over onto my back. But again, I think when you're watching these manoeuvres, they look a bit scary, but when I've been making the video and thinking about what you actually do, although the Santa Toss involves a sort of a momentum move over the shoulder, they don't fly, they don't leave, you are moving them with momentum across your body, but actually they pretty much stay in contact with your shoulder as you go over. You're just guiding them over in the same way that you guide them round your back for a hip scoot. So anyway, that's one thing. I'm quite passionate about that, it seems, according to that rant I just did. So there, that's what we're doing. So keep checking back, but I'm hoping that we'll get it so that the website will have guides for newborns, guides for toddlers, guides for maintenance and mending of wraps, and you'll just be able to go straight on there and click for you, but also for your mates. You know, when you've got that friend, I've had a friend recently who had a baby, and I want to give her the information straight away, about the best information about how to wrap, because I love it and I want her to love it too. And then all of a sudden you realise that you're having to scrabble about on the internet for, oh, I saw a thing here, and oh, I have a thing here, and anyway, so that's that. I've got a couple of minutes left, so I shall move on. So the next thing I wanted to talk about really quickly was Synergy Weave. We've discussed this before in different places, but I just wanted to show you because we have a new Synergy Weave wrap in the Chryso collection, and that's this Bifrost Chryso star map. And I wanted to show you, I think there's another video that shows you the difference in colour between the Bifrost with the Chryso warp inside and the Bifrost with the Twilight warp inside. The Twilight warp is the same colour as this navy blue outside, so it gives a solid colour, whereas the Chryso is a tealy colour, so it's hidden and it combines with the blue on the outside. And so I thought I would show you Arbolo and Wilderswood as a really clear example of how the science works, the science behind synergy. So if you can see here, the fluffy bits here on this selvage edge of some cloth is the green and green, two different green wefts that are used in both this wrap and this wrap. So it's the same, the exact same green here and here as it is here and here. And the only difference is the colour of the warp that's hidden inside. So you can see the selvage here is this sort of pinky lilac, and that's what's hidden inside the cloth. And the construction just means that you only get the weft on the outside, but the way that the reddish warp and the pinky purplish warp glow through changes the appearance of these two colours. Very clever, and it gives you that iridescence. And so we have the same thing here. Now this Bifrost is in loom state, and so it hasn't been washed yet, and when it does get washed, the weft will pull in a little bit and you'll see the warp a little less clearly. So this one appears quite cool blue compared to this, and it will darken slightly, but still there is quite a considerable difference. It's more of a jeansy, denim-y colour, this. The light is bouncing off it, which is making it look paler. Let me see if I can move it away. But yeah, it does. So if you have one of the original Bifrosts with a Twilight warp inside, you would notice a difference, but they are still woven with the exact same weft colours. And you get, can you see the shimmer that you get on this? Because you've got that movement of the two colours constantly combining. And so this new Bifrost Chryso star map has definitely got more of a light shimmer to it. It doesn't really change the colour of the the rainbow, but there's definitely a difference on the other side. There we go. Right, I try and limit myself to 10 minutes for these, otherwise I'd go on and on. So I'm pretty much done. See you next time.